let's switch to Democrats. Bernie Sanders has picked up a major endorsement. He announced earlier today that the Transit Workers Union in New York has pledged support.
That's right. And the Vermont senator also got his first endorsement from a sitting senator, Democrat Jeff Merkley from Oregon. Merkley penned an op-ed even in the New York Times today explaining why he is supporting Sanders. So, John, how big of a deal are these endorsements for Bernie Sanders?
Well, I think the Transit Workers Union is a lot more important for Bernie Sanders than Jeff Merkley is. Senator from Oregon, who I think is trying to get on the right side of his own constituents before the May 17th Oregon primary. He probably won't have much influence in New York. Whereas the transit workers could actually bring some people out to the polls. Look, Bernie Sanders' path to the nomination is almost impossible to see, but he's certainly going to fight, and it looks like things are getting a little closer in New York.
John, what do you think of the New York Daily News endorsing Hillary Clinton? I mean, a lot of New Yorkers get their news from the Daily News.
A lot of New Yorkers get their news from the Daily News, and it wasn't terribly surprising if you read the interviews, the transcripts of the interviews that the editorial board did with each of the candidates. It was pretty clear that the Bernie Sanders one went pretty poorly and the Clinton one went pretty well. Look, to the extent that newspaper endorsements are helpful or valuable anymore, I suppose the Daily News is a pretty good one in New York because of the number of people that read it. But I'm not sure a lot of voters are actually influenced by newspaper endorsements.
Well, tomorrow we're going to see the two face off in a debate in Brooklyn, Anna. And, you know, we've seen sort of the tone of these two campaigns change a little bit. So what do you expect tone-wise in this debate? And also for Bernie Sanders, it's really a chance maybe to try to narrow some kind of gap despite being 12 down right now in the polls.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we've really seen over the past week or so is the Democratic side get much more contentious. They've kind of been sniping at each other. I think what we're going to see is, I mean, they're kind of tired too, right? They've been campaigning tirelessly around the country, in the state, trying to, if you're Hillary Clinton, she wants a big win in New York. I think it's bragging rights. I think it's pride, as well as to get some of that momentum back from Sanders, who's done much better in some of the more recent contests. And as far as Sanders, this is his last kind of big salvo in terms of making the case for why he is still in this race. I would expect there's going to be some sniping, but you might see a return to a little bit more civility.
All right. Roll call columnist John Allen and Political senior Washington correspondent Anna Palmer. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks.